Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. And I have been putting off doing this one for a while. I've actually had this one pulled out and ready to review at least 5 times now, and I always put it aside. And the reason why is this is such a major album, and at the same time, it's just one song. It's one continuous song that originally covered 2 LPs. On the compact disc version, it's just one continuous song. You don't notice when it breaks. Just plays as it's even marked as 2 tracks here, but it's only 1 track on the CD. So you don't even have that whole stopping to flip it over thing to give you that whole where the break would be. One continuous album, clocking it at just under 44 minutes. Now, this is both a very complicated and uncomplicated album all at the same time. It's a concept album, but it's a concept album that is meant to mock concept albums. The idea is supposed to be, if you read the front this was well done. If you read the front cover and everything here, it tells you what the concept is. That, what is it? Gerald, what's the name of the kid? Gerald Bostock wrote this epic poem called Thick as a Brick, and then the band Jethro Tull adapted it for music. Okay, so that's not what really happened. Ian Anderson, who always writes the lyrics for Jethro Tull, basically is the one that is responsible for this. This album is fantastic, okay, from beginning to end. The poetry itself, okay, the poetry behind the lyrics, like if you actually sit down and I don't think they're printed here, are they? Yeah. Like the album really, it does have the lyrics all in here, but I really love how it opens up with really don't mind if you sit this one out. It's great tongue-in-cheek to let you know what's coming on with this album, that this is going to be an album that is not meant for everybody. It is meant for a select group, or it is meant for those that get it. This is an album where you have to get it. Now, the poetry is fantastic throughout here, the little story and whatnot that goes on in this epic poem. And it's basically just civilization and everything within civilization kind of just grinding and crabbing all over each other. The album's from 1972. And let's see here. I had to bring up some of the details on the computer here. Now, I don't have the special edition version. I just have the basic one. I kind of wish I did have the special edition because the sound on this one isn't great. The sound on vinyl is much superior to this version, but I don't have the vinyl version to listen to or show you. The other nice part about the vinyl version is everything on the front is a lot easier to read. This, you can read it, but you might want a magnifying glass a little bit. Let's see here. Doesn't really, I don't have a list here of who all the musicians were. Let's see if it's, I don't have a list really in here either of who the musicians were on the album, so I can't clarify all that at the moment. I do apologize. I can tell you that, because I'm reading this off the computer, it was the first album to include the drummer Barry Barlow, and Ian Anderson was the vocalist on it, which also means he was the flautist. And let's see here if I can pull up the other musicians. The whole thing was composed by Ian Anderson, so I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter as much who the musicians are. The sin I just said. The sin. No, I'm joking. Oh, here we go. So we got Ian Anderson on vocals, acoustic guitar, flute, violin, trumpet, saxophone, accordion, and the producer. Martin Berry as electric guitar, lute, and flute. John Evan, piano, organ, harpsichord. Jeffrey Hammond, bass guitar, spoken word. Barrymore Barlow, drums, percussion, timpani. D. Palmer, orchestra arrangements. Terry Ellis, executive producer. Robin Black, engineer. Now, once again, I dig this album. This is a short review. I do apologize. It feels like it's a bad review because of how short it's going to be, because there's only so much you can really say about this album. The music's fantastic. The poetry is fantastic. This is an album where you can sit back, relax, and chill out for like 45 minutes and just have a wonderful experience. I've got some chart positions here. It peaked at position number 1 in Australia, Canada, under the Danish albums. That's what it says on here. And US Billboard 200. That's pretty damn kick-ass, I would say, right? You know, UK, it charted top 5. So, you know, just goes to show that people outside of the UK apparently get these concept albums a little better. The other thing about this album, too, I should mention, is there are multitudes of different single cuts out there. And it's because to get it on the radio as a single, they had to cut it into less than 3 minutes. 2 minutes, 45 seconds is an optimum single. I've got a couple single cuts. Hard song to try and get into a single. Usually you get the first 2 minutes or so of it. Great song if you're a radio DJ and you need a bathroom break. All right, everybody. Those are my views. Those are my thoughts. You got to check out this album. If you have not checked out classic rock, you have got to check out this album. This is one of the definitive classic rock albums, I think, to own. I've mentioned a couple perfect 10s. You got Toys in the Attic from Aerosmith. You've got Paranoid from Black Sabbath. This is pretty close to a perfect 10, I'd say, as well. Also, Alice Cooper's Killer is also a perfect 10. This one is another one I really want to push and say is a perfect 10. Not a perfect 10 for everybody, but it is a perfect 10 because, wow, this album is a wonderful experience. It really is. Anyways, everyone, those are my thoughts, my views. Comment section, those are for your thoughts and views. Love to know what you think. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That helps out both of us. The share button helps. There is a link for Patreon below. Otherwise, peace, love, take care.